in the heart of the River Kingdoms lies an old Pathfinder lodge, once thought lost. A lodge shrouded in secrecy and mystery, driving many to believe that its goals are not that of exploration, but of more nefarious purposes. Recently, an unknown venture captain has reopened the lodge and recruited a new group of Pathfinder agents to do its bidding. Whether their goals are to benefit the society or something much more sinister is yet to be seen. Welcome to Tales from the Black Lodge.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat Tales from the Black Lodge. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, the Black Lodge crew start the renovations on the fort. And oh boy, it's going to need a lot of work. So one of my favorite things about playing Pathfinder Society adventures is that you get to, well, do lots of different things. I've done adventures that have been underground, I've done adventures that are underwater, I've done adventures in the air, on the elemental plane of fire, back in time, you name it. They do all these cool adventures. And every so often they will mix it up with an adventure like this, where you aren't just, fighting and killing things, but you're actually rebuilding a castle. I love things like this. I like it when they take the system and turn it on its head and you get to do something, obviously related to Pathfinder, but very different. And this adventure, as soon as I read it, I knew I was going to have to run it because these guys love this stuff. And I mean love, they could probably spend their entire lifetime just doing this. It's like Minecraft, yet for Pathfinder. And one other fun thing is, well, John Statz is a professional game designer. For those of you who don't know, he worked at Blizzard for 11 years. He designed, pretty much every single vanilla WoW dungeon and many ones after that. He was the first 3D designer ever hired by Blizzard. So he is one of the few people in this world who can say that he builds dungeons for a living, which is insane if you think about it. And one of the things that he noticed right away is that there's a workflow. If you noticed, I gave them a workflow at the end of last episode, which just lists out everything that needs to get done to build the castle. It lists out all the things you need to do, and then the number of days, and then what skills you need. Like some of them you need a sage, and some of them you need a carpenter or masonry. You could obviously hear all this in this episode and the next couple of episodes. There's something else is that we call gates, which means that first of all, you have to clean up the castle before you can start repairing the castle. And then after you repair like the stairs of the castle, then you can go down to the dungeon. And then after you do that, and so forth. So there's a lot of gates. I think there's something like 4 levels of gates when fixing up this castle. And the very first thing John did is he took this and he put it into a spreadsheet, and within 20, maybe 30 minutes, after last episode, he finished it, and he gave it out to everyone so they knew exactly what order to do everything. Now, this might be cheating, maybe, because if you were in a convention setting, I don't know if you'd have time to do this, but maybe you would, because if you had John Statz at your table, he only did it in about 20 minutes, and I think he would have done it even if we were at a game table. He would have just figured this out. But I will say there's absolutely no rhyme or reason to this workflow. When you get it, it's just an alphabetical order of all the things that you need to do as a PC. So he had to really go through it and figure out what was connected to what. So maybe I'm not giving him enough credit because, he is a professional game designer who does this for a living. So he probably was able to do this in 20 minutes, and it probably would have taken other people much, much longer. So they are referring to that when you hear it throughout the episode. It's like when they're talking about the spreadsheet and they're talking about the workflow, that's what they're talking about. And if you remind me, I'll post his spreadsheet on the Discord channel, and you can see what he came up with. Now, we do get into a bit of the minutia. I kept it in here just because we do mix it up. Obviously I know listening to people talk about numbers might not be the most fun, but I do try to move them along, and we do have a lot of jokes in there. So if anyone out there is going to be running this one, you might want to listen to this or check out John's flowchart, which will really help you out as a GM. Forget about, obviously, you can't listen to this if you're a PC, but if you're going to be running this, you probably want his flowchart, or maybe even just give it to your players, because even with the flowchart, all the flowchart does is help you understand what you need to do and when. It doesn't actually make the decisions for you. There's still a ton of decisions you have to make, and you're going to hear how they sort of, go through them, because there's a whole system of obviously critical successing, failing, and critical failing. So there's a lot of finagling going on in this. So real quick with some show notes. First of all, we have actually started the Agents of Edgewatch. We were just broadcasting it live. Anyone can go see it. Normally I allow the Patreons of $10 and higher to watch us play, but I just opened it up to anyone because I kind of wanted people to see what it was like. And I actually had to heavily rewrite the rules a bit because the Agents of Edgewatch is really interesting. We had our first session, and the most interesting thing that Seth said is that it was like playing with 4 GMs and 1 PC, where I was the PC and the players were the GMs, because everything was flipped. Because they are, obviously playing good guys that are really looking to investigate on backstories of what's going on. They're not just showing up and killing things. They're showing up and really examining what's going on, finding out what the backstory is, getting all the facts before they determine what to do. So it's really interesting. I think you're all going to like it. It's coming out in the beginning of September. We've recorded 1 episode. We're going to be recording another episode very soon. And they really went full force on playing really good guys. They want to make sure that they're really on the up and up. And, well, when you listen to it, you're going to hear what I did. I did a lot of rewriting of not the adventure itself, but just how loot works. Because loot, when you're playing a good person, has always been an issue. Like, if you're going to be playing, someone who doesn't kill monsters or even kill people or, rob places, if you think about it, adventurers are, kind of pretty horrible people. How do you get loot? Well, we kind of figured it out. I'm kind of using, here's a spoiler, I'm kind of using a bounty system. So it's, similar to like bounty hunters in a way, but I'm kind of using a bounty system, and I'm also using a system where they get a percentage of fines that are getting paid. So instead of giving out just straight treasure, I'm converting a lot of treasure into gold, and that way they could just take the gold and buy anything they want. In the end, it's basically the same thing. So if you are interested in running this adventure, feel free to ask me. I will go through exactly what I did. I can even give you my introduction, where I go through them actually graduating the academy, and then they meet each other for the first time. It again also really translates well into an adventuring party, because these guys are all now partners and they never knew each other before this adventure. So they've been thrown together to be on the watch together, to help out with this Radiant Festival. I think it's going to be an amazing podcast, really fun. It's the same crew you hear here on the Black Lodge, and they're going to be playing, well, good thing the Advanced Player's Guide came out, because, boy, they really went into that Advanced Player's Guide, and they are using almost every single feat and ancestry and you name it. If it's in there, they pretty much used it. So that alone is going to be fun, just to see all the new things you can use on the ABG. So be on the lookout for that in the very near future. But if you can't wait, do just check out the Patreon. Just go to discord.rollforcombat.com, and I'm going to let people listen to the episodes completely for free for a couple of weeks, so you can get a hang of them. You don't even have to be part of the Patreon. And then if you like it, you can join. As I said, $10, you can listen to us, whatever we're doing, whether we're playing board games or doing the podcast or video games, whatever you want, you can check it out. And then obviously for $5, you can get the episodes early. And I also said I was doing something cool. I'm coming up with this cool collectible that I'm going to use for the Patrons, so you can get something that will, be really cool for the show that you can only get through the Patreon. I'm going to make it as cheap as possible. So it's just a fun way to, kind of show your support of the show, and to get something cool collectible that you can bring to conventions, if we ever have conventions again, hopefully soon. Anyhow, with that, let's get to this week's episode. So last we left off, you were tasked to go to Fort Agate and to clean it up, to make a new lodge for the Pathfinders. And unlike past adventures where you're fighting minions and kobolds and goblins and God knows what else, you are going to be tasked at your homemaking and remodeling skills. That's right, you have to make this lodge livable. So, you managed to get to the town, you managed to check out the fort, and that fort is quite a mess, requiring many, 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 many days of repair work. Offline, I gave you a chart which will give you a general idea of some of the tasks you can do to make the place beauticious for the Pathfinders to live in it. And you need to figure out how to do that. So let me recap. So you have right now 147 gold, and you have X amount of things you need to do. Each item will take a certain amount of days, and I'll let the players explain that because they're probably going to spend some time figuring out who's going to do what. And since this is a Pathfinder Society adventure, I don't want to get into too much detail, but this has kind of been abstracted so that it's fun. We don't have to go into all the incredible details of exactly how it gets done. It basically goes to the effect of, well, if you want to clean the fort, you could just clean it, and anyone could do that. But if you want to actually repair something like the watchtower, you need to have some crafting skills. Or if you want to decipher ancient writing, you need religion, and so forth. So some things can be done by anyone, general cleaning tasks, and some things have to be done with people with specific skills. Luckily, there is a town nearby where you can hire people with those specific skills, and you can also command, well, a couple of townspeople to help you out. So you will not be all by yourself. The people are there and they know that they've been tasked to help. And of course, you got gold to spend. And, well, anyone will work for gold. In addition, you also have some secret tasks that you need to do, or not. It's up to you. One thing is you need to secretly plant those whisper lilies all around the lodge so that you can spy on the lodge and the nearby area. And the other thing is that you had those coins that you wanted to give to locals. But those coins, you got to be very careful. You got to give them to people you completely 100% trust that will be able to give you information about this this wonderful nation. Because, it's not like they spy on everyone and everyone tattles on their mothers and their fathers. And it's like Soviet Russia. So you really got to be careful who you give those coins to. Because if you give it to the wrong person, they're going to tattle on you, and then you're going to get caught. So you better be really sure who you give those coins to. And with that, I'll give it off to you guys.
I would like to spend our money on some magic beans.
Chris Beamer is playing Thorgrim the Lion, a dwarf redeemer champion.
I compliment Mr. Peepers on this plan. It is amazing!
Seth Lipton is playing Nixnox, a goblin fire elementalist sorcerer.
The pose to no magic beans, but what they gonna do for us?
We can climb up the beanstalk and find a better castle than this.
That's true. That's probably the shortest path. Yeah,
that would be perfect.
That's a path of least resistance right there.
John Statz is playing Mr. Peepers, a halfling thief rogue.
I would rather attack a giant, I have to say.
Well, real quick, out of character.
Take his castle.
John Statz managed to do a crazy flow chart because there are gates, and being a game designer, he decided to game this because you have to go first clean the fort before you can repair the fort and before you can repair collapsed stairs. So you have to do things in order. So he decided to come up with a very nice flow chart to decide who's going to do what and in what order. I also helped out by giving them sort of an overview of who in the town will do what. Otherwise, we could spend 5 hours role-playing every single person in the town because there's 2-3 dozen people in the town. So we're just going to kind of abstract this a little so we can get going on the fun part of rebuilding the castle.
Well, I feel like we should hire everyone from day one. Don't you think?
No, because look at the flowchart.
looking.
There's certain things to do that are prerequisites before somebody else can start work. For example, like this flowchart is amazing. For example, clean the roads is a prerequisite to both repair the wall and repair the main gate. So there's no point in hiring a mason to repair the wall until we've cleaned the roads first.
But in addition to skilled labor, is there unskilled labor?
Oh, yeah. And is this like just to cut down the 8 days is to lessen that?
Anyone can do unskilled labor. It's just
that gets into budgeting. That gets into budgeting because we're going to want to do all of these things. So did anybody just figure out the money to hire everybody that we need to hire for things that we have to hire them for? How much money do we have left after all of that overhead? If we know how much that is, then we're free to spend that amount of money on things to speed things up. But we need X amount of money to do all the things that we can't do ourselves.
Well, do we have a time frame? Is there a time limit?
Well, with that in mind, suddenly, after you go to the fort and you come back to town, you have your buddy here, Narsen, who's been helping you out. And he looks at you and says to you, I need to return back to the capital. I must return to Zer to speak to my superiors. There's something that came up between Rosarmi government and the Pathfinder Society. I promise to return in a few weeks. No more than a month, I promise. But yes, please work on repairing the main gate first, because a fort's not so much good without a door to close. I promise I will be back. I spoke to everyone in town. They will all work for you and help you clean up the fort. Of course, you have to hire them. And, I brought in some specialty help, some people at the inn and some others. And, you're Pathfinders, you're resourceful. You have lumber, you have timber, you have stone, you have able bodies. I'm sure you're going to do a fantastic job.
Luck heading over back to the capital and stuff. I hope everything looks all right. You've been a obliging Mace Narsen, so I'm very glad to get to work on this, and we'll have that gate spiffy shined and polished before you get back.
Excellent. I expect nothing less than the Pathfinders. But yes, everyone here is at your disposal, and they all look at you, the people in town, and they're all kind of like, they don't look very happy. But you're like, great. But yeah, he needs to go back, and he promises he'll be back within a month. Don't worry, within a month or so. You got a month. Don't worry about it.
To do what? A month to do what exactly?
To clean the
Fix it all up
and get it ready for the Pathfinder Society.
This detail is important. Like, is that to complete everything on the list, or as much as we possibly can,
as much as you possibly can? Again, obviously, you want to put up the front gate first, and clean it up and make it hospitable. I would imagine some of the more, obscure items like figuring out writings or exploring, you can worry about later, but I would definitely do your best to make it as livable as possible.
All right.
And honestly, it's a good idea to get it livable, because then we can stop spending money on sleeping under this fancy here inn roof.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yes,
That's
I would
true.
definitely recommend you spend time and stay at the fort itself, because might as well put a good foot forward. Let everyone know that the Pathfinder Society is here to stay and that they're using the fort right away.
We call it leading by example.
Yeah, it looks like the clean courtyard to the well. If we can, that's really seems to be the one thing that we need to live here is
Water. We need water.
Yeah, we need water.
Yeah, like all that makes logical sense. Clear the road, repair the gate, repair the well. Oh, repair the wall. Clean the.
But I
clear
kind
the
of like
road, clear the courtyard.
Chris said something that was actually very poignant. Hiring lots of people initially might actually make a lot of sense, because we have 4 gates. We have the courtyard, we have the road, we've got the hall and the barracks. If we can multitask on that, then we can start actually then deploying.
Right. Like start working on all 4 of the yellow things at the top. At the same time.
That makes sense.
Well, how much, but budgeting. Let me be budget director. How much money do we have?
Let me go through the whole overview so you understand exactly how this works. You have 147 gold left. It will cost 3 gold per day to hire 3 villages per PC from Profit's Rest from the full day's work.
3 gold
Per day for 3 PCs.
So it's a gold a villager.
A gold a villager. Each day that a PC participates in activity other than secretly plant whisper lilies or talk to the locals, you can select 3 NPCs of your choice from the table that I have given you here. You can choose any of those 3. Each of them has their own set of skills, and you can only select 3. You can't share them, so you're limited on who's going to take whom. The NPCs come along with the PC and can help them perform tasks that would otherwise be beyond the PC's ability. For example, if you need someone who's like a trap maker or a carpenter or a sage or a stonemason, you can bring someone along who has those capabilities. Let's see. The PC can add their level as a proficiency bonus to the associated skill check, even if they're untrained. And they gain a +2 bonus on the check. So you can help out a trained PC when they're doing their check, because you need to do the check to see how much work is done for the day. So it basically goes as follows. Each day you figure out kind of who wants to do what, find up to 3 NPCs that you want to help you. You figure out which ones you want to do. You have to work on that for the whole day. And then you do the roll, and we figure out how many days of work you get done. It can be anywhere from 4 to more or less, or a lot less. And once it's done, and then you can move on. And that's pretty much it.
So we make a roll, and it could be like, okay, I see. So we make a roll, and we could have one worker on average would work 1 unit of work, but they might get 2 days done in 1 day. They might get nothing done in a day.
It's all of you. It's all or nothing. So
this is the standard victory point system that all of Pathfinder Society and all of PFS uses.
So how much money do we have?
147 gold.
All right. So we have 147 man days worth of labor represented by money.
Maybe.
And so well, there's luck and things, but on average, on average on the roll, the average is 1 day is 1 day, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's the average.
Right.
Yeah, so average would be 4 days.
So I see a total of 170 days worth of work for the entire job. 80, here on the chart, 80 days that the players can handle, 90 in need of supervision. Am I reading that right? So it is 90 days worth of tasks that have to involve an NPC expert.
Right.
80 days that we can do on our own because we have enough expertise for it. So A plus B equals 170.
Yeah, I mean, the adventure wouldn't be designed if we couldn't do it in time. I think we're way overthinking this. We need to just get to making rolls.
I'm trying to get there really quickly. And we have how much money? We have 100 and what?
147.
Yeah.
147 money.
That white area, that 90 days,
Right.
divide that by or multiply it by 3. It costs us 3 gold per day for a NPC to help us.
No, it's for 3 NPCs. It's essentially one. It's like 1 gold, 1 worker. It's we hire 3 workers that cost 3 gold. That's what Steve said.
Yeah,
we can only buy them in batches of 3, though.
Jason McDonald is playing Nella Amberleaf, a human wild druid.
Oh,
right,
okay,
right.
okay.
So it's a gold piece is a day of work.
Oh, okay. So
it makes it a lot simpler.
A lot better.
All right,
Okay.
so that's great because that means of these 90 days worth that we have to hire somebody for, that's only 90 gold pieces worth. 90 minus what our pool is, we have that much extra to speed things up. That's what that means.
Okay.
Right.
All right. We're overthinking this. Let's go in order. Perram, what do you want to do first? Why don't you look at the job board and decide what you want to do?
I'm just going to grab the 3 youngins and start cleaning the road. I mean, it's the easy job. It doesn't look like it's going to take much skill, and it looks like it'll be pretty safe.
3 people for approaching the road. That will be Perram's. Who's next?
4 people, 3 youngins
Well, 4.
and Perram.
Sorry.
Yeah.
4. I'm going to write this all down. All right, who's next?
Me. I'll take 3 and I'll clean the courtyard.
Okay. Who's next? Jason, what do you want to do?
Ella would actually like to also work outside, so she's going to help with the road.
Okay.
Nice.
So we
Yeah,
got
so
road.
and hire people,
people
for
for
that.
Potentially
road.
and hire 3 people. We're
Yep,
potentially.
right.
Oh,
Yep,
the only
more than
question:
enough. Yeah.
can we hire skilled people for non-skilled labor? I assume.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You can always hire non-skilled people for. Sorry, you can always hire skilled people for non-skilled labor. That's not a problem.
All right, so that sounds like 24.
that's-
that sounds like 24 gold pieces to get all of the first rank things done in 2 days.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. And then John, what do you want to do?
I'll work on the Great Hall. That seems to be what's next with 3.
Well, what's the other thing? Barracks. I'll do the
PCs.
other one.
Barracks.
Yeah, make my
And-
bed nice.
Is that
Yeah.
everyone? That's everyone.
Yeah.
Because what?
Alright.
Is it 4 of us or 5 of us?
All 5
Four
of
of
you decided to do something.
Get
So why
off
don't we-
to a
2,
fast
3,
start.
4, 5. There's 5 of us.
You got 2 on the road and everyone else.
Yeah,
is
2
down.
people on the road, 1 on the courthouse,
Nice. Ease on down the road.
Fort Agate needs a good cleaning, cutting down bushes, trees, hauling away trash, and picking up rocks, and scraping soot and mold from the walls and floors. There are 6 areas in the fort that need to be cleaned: the approach road, the courtyard, the keep's great hall, the roof, and the dungeon, and the ruined barracks. Each area requires 8 days of cleaning before any other repair activities in it can begin. In order to clean the roof and the dungeon, you must first have easy access to them. You must successfully rebuild the collapsed stairs and evacuate the stairs, blah, blah, blah. Cleaning does not require a crafting check, nor does it cost gold, as in you do not need to hire or buy extra items, because some of these will also require gold, as you find out. So right now, it is just a check, and you can decide on what type of check you want. It doesn't really matter. Whatever check you feel would be appropriate for cleaning a road, I guess.
Well, this is real easy. I'm gonna just get them all singing while we work, so it goes faster.
Okay. What check are you going to use?
Yodeling, performance.
Performance. Oh my lord. Performance, to sing a ditty and to say yodelly yo-ho while you're... Are you whistling while you work? Is that it?
That's the plan. It goes a lot faster if you ain't paying attention to it.
Okay.
Do we have 8 people cleaning the road or only 4?
Yeah, we actually, if we hit our rolls, we can actually get the road done in 1 day.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we have 8.
We should. If you call 4 people, 1 PC and 3 NPCs a crew, 2 crews on the road, 1 crew on everything, on all the other first tier things, and then that 2 crews on the road move immediately on to the
I
gate
like
and
that.
the wall and stuff, while everybody else work on their own thing.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's per day, so even if there's no finishing early.
And we just see how the rolls go. We see if something.
Yeah,
if
I just
something
like
flags
Papers has
behind,
a
we work
crew.
with it. Right.
All right, so I guess what role are you gonna do? Let's hear some of that performance.
Well, you gotta pick up the rock, get it out the way, make sure your feet don't get that. I didn't say I was any good at this.
Oh, 24. You rolled at 18. Holy moly. Was that a good roll? Well, you just missed a critical success by 1, but you easily clear out 4 days worth of rock cleaning and fort cleaning of the road. Good job, Thacker, and 3 gold pieces gone. Who is next?
The second crew on the road.
Me.
Oh, wait,
Oh, no, second crew on the road, right?
who's
guys?
second crew on the road?
and we'll just and then just go down the line.
Jason, what you going to do?
Can I use nature? Can I,
Sure.
look at irrigation patterns and foliage, moving foliage around to make it a little more nice or whatever? I don't know.
Sure. And you're like, hey, look, this would look good on my dog dinosaur show. He rolls the nature check and a 15. Although it is not quite as successful as the whistling while you work, you manage to successfully finish cleaning the road. The road.
See, I
is
didn't
officially-
have a song. That was the problem.
That's critical.
Yes, but you still managed to get it done. The road is cleaned. You have a clear path to the fort. Who's next?
Should I do the poltergeist? This road is clean.
That would be me, and I'm thinking I could be able to use athletics.
You're on courtyard crew. You're the courtyard crew.
Because I can show you the proper way to lift with your legs and not with your back, and to be properly hydrated at all times.
You go right ahead. You do that.
All right.
You instruct them all how to do the proper dwarf exercises.
Exactly.
Drop, and roll. 25.
Wow, there we go.
You're never going to hear the end of this one.
Is that a crit?
That is a crit success.
Nice.
Who did that? What were you cleaning? The courtyard?
I likened myself to Hercules cleaning the Aegean stables.
Wait, are you doing the courtyard?
Yes, courtyard.
You do 6 days of work cleaning that courtyard.
Wow.
You get 50% extra from those plebes, and you show them the proper way
It's
to
a good thing
clean.
I brought my whip.
What did you roll for that?
You rolled a 17.
I have +8.
Yeah,
What
good
skill?
job. Good job. Athletics. Who's next?
Great Hall. Who's Great Hall crew?
That's Mr. Peepers. Okay, so the Great Hall will go down all the way to the shrine where there's writing, and we got to decipher everything. This is a critical. So Mr. Peepers has athletics, but I don't know if that's my strongest. I'm going to go with athletics anyway, if that's okay with the GM.
Yeah, sure. You could even use lures. You can bring up pretty much anything. Oh, Mr.
Oopsie.
Peepers.
Oh, no. That's a critical
failure.
Oh,
Mr. Peepers.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
We're talking about Mr. Peepers, who happens to be a halfling.
Oh, God.
Who has halfling luck that he can use once per day. He can reroll a failed skill check or saving throw, but I must accept the new result.
Yeah, we couldn't get any worse, so go for it. Yeah.
Oh, you are such a pain in
Let's
the
talk
ass.
about rerolling, shall we?
Okay,
You can always
reroll.
use a hero point, too.
I know. He only has one. You all have, I don't know how many you have. Oh, 19!
There you go!
Ding, 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 ding.
And from Mr. Peepers.
Awesome.
Nixox is by the sign that has how many days without an injury, and I was gonna bring this total back down to 1, but now I'm up to 6 again.
Okay, so we have the road completely cleaned, the courtyard super cleaned. Cleaning the Great Hall, Mr. Peepers started gambling and hanging out with the helpers, and then realized, we're almost out of time, and he quickly whipped them into shape and got 4 days worth of work done. I don't know how he managed to do that.
Oh, come on. It's union labor.
And then finally, we got Nick Knox. What's Nick Knox doing? What
Oh
is
my
he
God,
doing?
I'm in the catbird seat because it's the cleaning the barracks, Warcraft, warfare lore. I know everything that there is to know about how to clean a barracks correctly.
Okay.
So I'm going to use that skill.
Okay. Make sure you bring out the toothbrush to like clean the clean the floors. Oh, 7. You roll a 3.
That's terrible.
Hero point.
You should use halfling luck to re-roll that, Seth.
Oh, but
I could use a hero point.
you could.
Good.
Don't they replenish every day?
You got a lot of days. No, they replenish every time that I tell you. It's about 1 hour.
That's
so.
true.
That's
true.
Use it, Seth.
You got a long way to go before.
No, don't use it. Use it on
At
something
the
skilled.
beginning, we need you. We need you to
I agree. I'm going to use it.
do this thing. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to
You
use
got
it.
a long way to go. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta unlock all the other stuff before we get to the other things. All right, so I'm gonna reroll.
Don't want you to be the only person with a failure.
There, that's better.
19. Good job. You succeed in teaching them how to clean the barracks, and you have 4 days of work. So after day 1, everyone's tired, everyone is exhausted, but you managed to spend 15 gold and now have a whopping 132 gold pieces left.
Is there any provision in the system for anything like inspiration? Like using these spells and things to give a boost.
If you have spells that can do that, but keep in mind it has to last 8 hours, and a lot of these inspirational spells are for like 1 round, so they won't work.
Right, but if it's a cantrip, it could be just done repeatedly, like just like an aspect of his.
You can only use a cantrip for 10 continuous minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Okay. All right, so no. So the answer is no.
The long answer is, if you have something that will give you something for an entire day, then yes. Otherwise, it is no.
Okay.
That is built into Pathfinder.
Well,
What's
I
that
do
rule?
I do
What's
have
that rule,
I do
Perram?
have prestidigitation, which does involve cleaning, but
Yeah, but you can only do it for like 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah,
as opposed to you need this for 8 hours. So,
yeah.
What's the rule, Perram, about?
If you do it for 10 minutes at a time, then take a 10-minute break, you're fine. But that won't get it done. If you push yourself for 10 minutes and then past that, you become fatigued, then exhausted, then unconscious.
All right, so
There you
so
go.
no. So the answer is pretty much no. Okay.
Seth, always trying to game the system.
I summon squirrels to help us.
Yes, a squirrel swarm.
Day
Actually,
2.
Have them find nuts.
Now, if you want to do other things, let me know. You don't have to just
Nah.
repair. So it's up to
Like,
you.
what is this? You had mentioned something about like getting information from the local.
There's something about these lilies we have to worry about. I don't understand the lilies.
Okay, the lilies. What that is when they planted, they actually are like a telephone to the Pathfinder Society in Absalon, so that we can report back.
I will tell you exactly what it does. Secretly plant whispering lilies. You must be trained in deception or nature to do this activity. A PC can secretly plant the whispering lilies given to them by Venture Captain Smail in strategic locations around Fort Agate. Those trained in deception achieve this through subterfuge. Yes, and those trained in nature accomplish it by hiding the plants amongst similar non-magical lilies. This activity takes 1 day and requires you to succeed at a DC 15 check, either deception or nature. So that is that, and that can be done by yourself. It doesn't cost anything. It takes 1 full day. The other one is talk to the locals. The PC spends the day talking to the inhabitants of Prosperous Rest. At the beginning of the day, the PC must select 3 NPCs and attempt a diplomacy check to make an impression against the will DCs of the NPCs listed. And if you do so, you can improve their attitudes by 1 step or more. And the reason you want to improve their attitude towards you is if you want to try to recruit them as a secret agent for the Pathfinders.
Right.
It takes 1 day, has no requirements, and costs no gold. So those are the 2 outside of the box.
Now, if let's say, since I did such a good job in the courtyard, and it's like can I have the 3 workers work on that, and then I could go and spend the day to go do.
No,
No.
it's all day. It's all day. Whatever you do, because it's the end of the day, you're making the roll. So it's not like that's.
No, I understand. I'll be in town all day doing that, but can people still be working on the courtyard if I'm not there?
Nope. You have to.
So you have to be in charge
They have
of
to
a
be
crew every time.
supervised.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have to be
So,
So
supervised.
what if we finish tier 2 and then see where we're at, and then maybe we'd have some extra time to do these other things while we're working on these tier 3 things.
Yes, the road is completely clean.
The road is clean. Okay.
Yes, the road is clean. So who's next?
And we only have 2 days left on the courtyard, so I'm trying to see if there's got to be a way to take advantage of that crit that I got.
Oh, right.
Well, the advantage is you only need to hire 1 person.
Right.
That's the advantage for 1 days of work. So you have 2 hours left. So you just hire 1. We save 2 gold. So that's
Okay.
good.
All right.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
That's
better
interesting.
than a crit with our professions. That's for sure.
Up
Yeah,
to
let's do
you.
that.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the two road crews should split up and do the repair the wall and repair the main gate.
They have to be supervised, Seth. They have
But
to.
we
be.
have 2 crews there. We have
Oh,
2
that's
PCs
right.
there.
Well, that's their call. That's their call.
Or do you want to both double up on one and just finish one?
Let's start with at the top of the list.
Well,
Steve.
yeah. So let's go back.
Repair
to
takes
say-
longer. Repair the wall
Ducker.
takes longer.
What does Ducker want to work on?
Decker ain't no good at no mason stuff, so I'm gonna go do some more of the cleaning. Does the Great Hall still need cleaning?
We're halfway done, so Well, my crew is actually going to be doing that today, so the Great Hall does not need help.
All right, well then I'm going to do my best to try and get this gate fixed up then, because I did say we was doing it.
That's true.
Very good.
Yep. So I'm going to go find me somebody that's good at carpentering and masoning and whoever Mace said it was good for it, because I sure ain't not one bit good at that at all.
Okay, replacing the main gate. Let's look at that one.
I'm so sorry that this is not on YouTube.
He has Perram has an avatar that is his mouth is moving while he's talking, and it switches from demon to dragon to I don't know what the frick that is, but it's awesome.
And right now it's a bug-eyed creature, and the eyes are going in one direction while he's saying something else, and it's hilarious. It is hilarious.
It's very good. Replacing the main gate. The PCs have cleaned the fort for the approach road, and then you need to be an expert in crafting, or you need to hire a carpenter and a stonemason. You need to
no. It's
no.
You're right. You're right. There's only one node that is both.
The fort's main gate can be rebuilt with local lumber and heavy repairs to the stone hinges that hang from the outer walls. This takes 12 days of work with a DC 15 crafting check and counts as 4 completed days if you succeed. So,
I have a question.
Yes.
There's only one mason in the entire town.
I was wondering about that, actually.
So,
You have to figure out who's using them for what day. That is correct.
So, can I not also do gate? Could I at least do the same thing and use it and take advantage of it? So, I'd have to figure something else out to do.
Correct.
Yeah. So, what if both crews do main gate? Hope you get lucky and finish it off and free up those experts for other things.
Well, no, there's only one mason. You can't both use them.
I get the mason. You go get the carpenter. We need both for this.
Right. No. It's per crew.
And everything else is still gated because everything else is still locked.
It's per crew.
Well, we gotta get it done. So let's just get the carpenter and mason on this, and go help out with the whatever else needs cleaning.
I agree.
And if we got more people than we got work to do at the moment, somebody that's good at talking people might want to go cozy up with townsfolk. Who amongst us here is good at wagging their jaw?
Me, I'm good at that.
Fantastic.
So, except I wanted to actually spend one day and be done with the courtyard, I think. Unless you want to take over and I'll go to town.
Why don't I take over the courtyard for you?
Yeah, you do that. I'll go in and...
just manual labor, and you can go be the face of the party.
Sounds good.
So I will hire one unskilled person if that's possible that I can save gold.
Sure.
And then I will go ahead and do the courtyard.
Okay. What is Mr. Peepers doing?
Okay, so Mr. Peepers is going to continue cleaning the Great Hall. His crew is just outstanding, and there's no reason to change anything.
And what's Nix Knox doing?
Barracks. Finish the barracks.
Okay, and then we have someone localing the locals. So Thacker once again finds a stonemason, Justina Jovich, and the carpenter. There's 2 to choose from in town. Wilford or Brandon Rock, whichever one you want. So, which one do you want?
I don't know different, so I'll go Afbekel.
So that's
Wilford.
Brandon.
That's right first, right?
Branford. Brantford.
Okay.
The B.
I got
goes
8
before
ents.
W.
Okay, so.
So let's see. How does this work? The PC can have this particular specialty. The PCs can add their levels or proficiency bonus to the associated skill check even if they're untrained. Right. So that would be +4 plus your level
2
+2
and int, because this is craft int or is craft whiz? Craft is int, right?
I believe so.
All right. Oh boy, me and my int. So I'm rolling at +5.
Why is your int minus?
Yep.
Oh my god. Maybe this wasn't such
That's all right.
Wow.
Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to get the singing banjo boy to repair the main gate with stonework, masonry, and carpenters. He's like, "Hey, everybody, you can just whistle while you work and hope it gets done correctly. Let's see.
Sometimes
The
that's the way it's
3 foot tall
done.
person was the perfect one to lift these iron bars, right? I'm going to go ahead and use my halfling luck again, or for the first time for me.
No, guess what you roll? You rolled a 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not good. So I'm going to roll again with my halfling luck.
He rolls a 4. So first you rolled a 5 for a 10, and then you rolled a 4 for a 9.
That's what I
Man.
get for doing Thorgrim's lessons of like
Yeah.
lift and a jerk and twist and motion.
Well, you the good news is you managed to get 2 days of work done of replacing the main gate. So 2 out of 12 days are done. But you got a long way
Dude,
to
that's
go.
insane. That's really good.
It's still better than nothing. Who's next?
I guess I'll go next. I had the courtyard
Courtyard.
by Marriott.
I knew I was going to do that too.
Sorry, inevitable, but all right. I'm going to go ahead and use survival if that's okay.
Survival, sure. Whatever you want.
Oh, critical fail.
Oh no! All my good work. What'd you do?
Jason,
You know what?
work
I'm
the
gonna hear-
lawyers.
I'm gonna hear
Do
a
the
point for
lawyers.
Okay.
I'm resetting injuries on the job to 0 days. No injuries on the job.
Not much better, but maybe not a critical failure.
You managed to do. This is where it gets funny. Is that you managed to do
13. He rolled.
13, which is a failure. So you do half. So instead of 2 days of work, you do 1 day of work.
Oh,
So
come
you're
on.
So close.
I did 6 days of work in one day.
I should have just wasted the extra gold and
Yes, because you're right. Exactly. You tried to cut corners, and here's where you got burned a little. Who's up next, Mr. Peepers? Peepers.
All right, Mr. Peepers is going to use his warfare to help clean up the Great Hall. Can he do that? Does that
Yeah.
apply to the Great Hall?
Sure. Whatever you want. Anything, pretty much.
Well, it gives him instead of a +4, he gives him a +5.
That's
Whoa! Look at that. Rolls an 18 for a 22. That Great Hall is.
That should be a 23, if it makes a difference. But I'm just saying.
Well, you have.
I don't know why it's giving me 22. My warfare lore is +5.
Oh, I know why. Hold on.
we all have warfare lore. We should sit around the campfire telling warfare
Yeah,
lore.
you don't have warfare lore like Mr. Peepers does.
Oh.
So, yeah. I've got 23.
Your stories are more
23.
colorful.
You managed to whip them into shape, and that Great Hall is clean. You can eat off that floor, I tell you.
Did I get a crit out of
No.
that?
No, you
Okay.
did not.
All right.
You
so-
need 25 for a credit.
Okay,
No,
this
only
Great
I
Hall is clean. Okay, so
Open for business.
All right, so barracks.
Barracks. Here we go,
All right.
Barracks boy.
When I want to bounce this, I want to see this copper piece bounce off that bed, and it does not.
Wow.
Yeah, you actually roll an 8. I'm actually have to go in and change that on all your characters, I realized. So you roll an 8. So you try to bounce the copper piece off the bed and only get 2 days of work done with an 8 instead of 4 because people are not treating the goblin seriously. You're trying to command them in your goblin voice, and they're all goofing off. And not,
What does he know about warfare?
I know. I
Yeah.
might have to shoot them an intimidating gaze and get them respecting me.
you might have to be put under Mr. Peepers' supervision. Is what
I
we're
might.
talking about.
I might.
Okay, now last but not least, we have something interesting. So we have Thorgrim the Lion trying to talk to the locals. So you can attempt a diplomacy check to try to improve the attitude of various people in the town.
Yeah, I'm hanging out at the bar while my buddies are all up there working their asses off all day.
So-
What suckers they are.
Yeah, so is
Get
there
to hang
anyone
out and have
specific
meat all day.
you're looking for to talk to? I mean, you can see there's people from all these walks of life. You have the inn, you have the Hunter's Lodge, the temple, Nix and Nax, the farmhouse, or if there's someone here specific that's not working, I would say.
You know what? I'll talk shop with the smithy. How about that? Is that a guy?
Well, you could do it for 4 people. So you can do 4.
All right, so I'll
people.
make my rounds. I'll do Smithy, Hunter's Lodge, Nix and Nax, and whatever a cooperage is. That I don't even know what that word is. Cooperage.
Isn't that somebody who makes barrels?
Is it?
I think so.
Correct.
I've not heard of it. I don't know that term. It's crazy.
I've never heard of
Cooper.
it.
Yeah. A barrel maker is the Cooper.
Wow.
If you go by the NPC list, it's a carpenter.
Okay, so who are
So
you
let's
going
do
to first?
Hunter's Lodge first.
Okay, Hunter's Lodge. You find out in the Hunter's Lodge that is middle-aged Pilskin the Brown, a hunter and fur trapper who sells goods in the village.
What's his name?
Is Pilskin the Brown, like Snake Pilskin. He's the trap maker. So
I heard he was dead.
I heard he was taller. Oh, hey! We know
All right,
our
diplomacy.
John Carpenter. There we go.
All right.
I heard his name was pronounced Pliskin.
Pliskin.
First
Did I say
name
it?
Snake.
Yes, they call him something else. Pliskin the Brown. What do you roll in your diplomacy? 21. Well, he goes from indifferent to you are now quite friendly with him. He likes you. You're good job. You talk him up, and he seems like a solid man. A solid
Good egg.
a good egg. You have 2 more to do. Who's next?
All right, so cooperage. Like,
The cooperage.
don't be insulted if I don't know what the hell you make here, buddy.
That is Bradrock Brome. That was the man who I believe was helping out Perram's character, Thacker. So he's not around right now. So
He's not around the
no,
cooperage.
he's not around.
All right, so then somewhere else. How about the Temple of Razmir?
Temple of Razmir is run by Priest Lumley, a middle-aged man with thinning gray hair, and he seems rather stern. And amongst them are 3 guards: Pertius, a male human; Asif, a male human; and Raka, a female human.
What's his name? Priest what?
Priest Lumley.
Okay, let's try
Priest
him.
Lumley is extremely unfriendly to you, by the way.
I would think so, since I'm brandishing other religions openly.
Yep. They do not like your kind.
Let's see if we can get a crit here.
Roll that 20.
18. Let's
Not
see.
too shabby.
Not shabby at
Laying
all.
down the foundation.
Nice.
He's hanging out with the priest,
I think that's
and the
success.
priest still hates your guts.
Oh!
You failure!
God.
He has seen it all. He does not get fooled by your false prophets, your shenanigans.
Can't we all have like a freedom of religion around here, please?
Not in this realm. No.
Not even a little
Be
bit.
gone from this
Okay.
area.
I'll be gone.
Where
right, how about
18 fails. Wow.
How about Smithy?
The smithy. That is Martin Hengis, the local blacksmith who works there with his husband Eggard, who assists him at the forge.
All right.
They seem to be rather nice, both of them.
Well, I can talk shop because I am a smithy myself.
Okay, who would you like to talk to, Martin or Edgar?
Martin.
Okay. Martin. Martin definitely wants to talk shop with you. You guys can hang out. Definitely the stronger willed of the two. So let's see how you do. 15.
That's possible. That's possible.
He's indifferent. I mean, he's kind of busy working. You're trying to like talk his ear off, but he's kind of busy trying to get work done. So he's listening to you, but you don't really seem to make any inroads. Not really friendly with him. So
Can I talk to the other guy if it's?
no, you get
no.
3. You only get 3 per day. So
I thought it was 4.
3 per day.
Okay.
So you succeeded at 1, and you failed at 2, but you did not make it so bad that they hate you.
Right. I'm not kicked out or 86th.
No, you're not that. So
All right. So that's it, right? Next day.
that is correct. Next day. So you're up to day 3. So how much did you spend? You spent 10 gold that day, so you're down to 122. Who's doing what?
It's down the list, right? So we're back
the
to
repairman gate. What kind of roll is that for the PC to make?
It is. You need
The
to
crafting
be. Yeah, it's a crafting roll.
But you had a +5, right?
Yeah, I'll do better this time. I'll get those dents out, and I'm pretty sure I can count up correct this time.
Yeah, because I don't think anyone can do much better, to be honest.
Maybe
Right.
somebody that's better at ciphering than I am.
No, there's no one really. But we're not that. These people, only thing they know about is warfare law.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'll just do my best. Come on, we'll try it again, everybody. I'm sure we can get it to the top this time.
I feel like I want to spend another day in town.
Yeah, if you guys want. Well, you guys figure it out. So each of you, you know the drill. You're up to day 3. So who wants to do one?
I'm gonna go try that gate again, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, the gate's important because actually.
Well, what is everyone? Well, let's say everyone else. What everyone else wants to do before
All right.
he rolls. I want to just get everyone's work orders in. So who's next? You got 1 day left at the courtyard, 2 days left at the barracks, 10 days left at the gate.
Jason, are you still on the courtyard?
Yeah, I guess I'll do the courtyard. Should I even bother hiring workers, or should I just do it myself?
It's like 1 day left,
You
right?
do it
Yeah,
yourself.
there's no reason
All right,
not
I'll
to
do
do
it
it
myself.
yourself. Yeah,
If you want something done right,
yeah. Clean that courtyard.
What about Mr. Peeper?
Well, that didn't work so well yesterday, though.
I am going to. I got my crew. My crew is tight. Look, Mr. Peepers has got the tight crew. We are the anchor man. We are the person you can. We're going to move to excavate the stairs for 12 days. We're going to start on this big bad boy task.
Oh, let me read that one down. The evacuate the stairs underneath the Great Hall.
Excavate.
Where is it? Excavate. You have completed clean the fort of the Great Hall. The passageway under the Great Hall needs to be cleared to reach the dungeon.
Yeah.
This requires 12 days of work.
Wait, there's a second carpenter in town, right?
Yes, but does not require a crafting check, nor does it cost.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to rebuild the stairs?
Don't want to do that. Want to excavate the stairs. Because honestly, the roof is nice, but this is a 12-day thing.
Right, but the rebuild the stairs. All right, well, because that's why I brought up we talked about this before, that but while we have money, finish everything that requires us to spend that money and hire people, and excavate the stairs is one of the things that we can do ourselves if we run out of money. So so that's what I was thinking. We save those just in case we run out of money, and then and if we have extra money left over, then we attack them.
Well, one other thing about cleaning this, you can choose to just automatically clean and don't roll, and you automatically get 4 days, or you can push your luck and try to use skills, and you can get 6, 4, 2, or no days, depending on how you roll.
That's
So-
new information. I would just have been taking 10 on this clean barracks this whole time.
Well, then it's just for some of them.
some of
So-
them, not everything.
Yeah, but it's pretty low variance. I don't fault you for not telling us that, because I am definitely going to roll the dice. Seth, to answer your question, we have 90 days of that we need supervised.
Right.
The problem is that we have 150 or 140 something gold.
All right,
for that
so you're
to
not
come-
worried about money.
Yeah,
So we're not worried about money.
we are not
All right,
worried.
fine.
We're worried about time.
All right, let's do it.
And
Let's
so
do it
we
then.
need to drill down to that cleanse shrine.
I'm for it.
So
I'm
that's
for it.
where the Peepers crew is going.
Do it.
All right, who okay. What is, I guess, what do we have left?
dazzling
Seth?
logic.
And
Yeah,
and-
I have 2 days. I'm in a little bit of a sticky situation. I have 2 days left on my barracks, and you have to hire 3 people, right? You can't hire.
No, I'm
and
saying you
a
can hire
person.
one. No, you can hire
All
one
right.
person.
So me and one person to try and break even and take care of those
Yeah,
2
that's
last days on the barracks.
That's fine. And then we have Thorgrim the Lion. What's Thorgrim going to do?
I'm going to do another day in town.
Wow. Okay. So we have 0, 3, 1, and another 3. So another 10 days worth of gold.
What is what is Chris's days in town getting us? Like what is he going for? So
I think that's
time
the
is what
token.
we're worrying.
He's trying to find a spy. He's trying to
Okay.
Well,
trying to recruit a
they
spy.
said
Okay.
they said, well, it's not so much a spy; it's to hire people to become Pathfinders and work in that building when it's finished.
Sure.
All right.
I was okay. I was thinking about the other thing. I
Cart
have
before the
another
horse.
question. Like if I keep my full crew of 4, can I spill over onto the
Nope.
barracks if I have a
Nope.
carpenter?
Nope.
Okay, fine. So that's it.
Very abstracted. So who's going first? Is the whistle while you work boy going?
I'm gonna give it a shot.
There we go. It's only a 4. Let's see if the 4 makes it. It's not that hard. He rolls a 10 again. Ducker.
I'm gonna luck that again. I'm gonna luck that again.
Nice.
Ducker. What are you
Nice.
doing?
I'm losing. That's what I'm doing.
There we go.
That's a ducker. That's the ducker I know.
That's right.
Rolls a 17 for a 22. And they managed to complete 4 days of work.
Awesome.
Good job, Ducker and crew. Next up, we have Nella. Nella, you can just do this.
I'm just doing the equivalent. I'm
automatically.
just doing the equivalent of take 10 and just
Yeah,
doing
you can
it.
just do it. You can just not have to worry about it, so you get it done. It's 1 day of work. You can just automatically. Just some things you always have to roll. That one you don't always have to roll. Next up is, well, I guess Mr. Peepers. Mr. Peepers.
Yeah, Mr. Peepers, can I do a warfare lore on this, or for the Great Hall, or is that
Well, you're repairing.
athletics?
You're preparing.
Excavating stairs.
Oh, you're excavating scares. You can do whatever you want. You can.
Well,
If you,
I mean,
it's up to you. I'm letting you do either one. I'm being pretty free here.
like
you can,
honestly, I would do stealth, which is plus 9.
you can't use
If I-
stealth. No. you
Okay,
can't stealth.
well, if I could do,
Well, you can know. You can do any of those too. You can do any of those too.
All right, I'll
We'll
do
make
warfare.
we'll make these stairs out of a very soft
actually-
material so you can sneak up with them.
No. Actually, I'm gonna play this up. So, warfare / underground terrain lore is what the skill is. So
Well, so
I
you have
think-
2 skills.
okay.
So you choose one. You're choosing warfare lore. It doesn't matter. They're both +5. It doesn't matter. You choose them both. You're going to use them both. Here we go.
and
Here we go.
submitted
19.
19. We'll call that
That's-
a clear.
Terrain lore. Yeah, that works. I like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
that
put
works.
it on the board. Put it on the board.
Put it on the board, put it on the board.
4 days of work done for clearing those stairs. Who's next?
If me and my one guy can not have to roll and do these 2 days, I do that.
You do that. You just
Done.
manage to.
And
You
thus
don't,
it is
you're not.
done.
You're not risking the.
No.
You're not trying to be super efficient. It's one of those like you can do it for the halflings. It's worth it because they get an extra day. They can roll twice, so it's definitely worth it for them. But for you guys, it's probably
Yeah, but I have no leftover. You know, it's just
Correct.
finishing it off, so there's no point.
Next up is in town. What you going to do?
Wow, I'm just lounging around. So when you make someone friendly, you can go more and make them the next step, right?
Goes friendly to helpful. That's correct.
Okay. So first, I want to talk to the smithy again. I think Martin, right?
There's Martin and Edgar, and of the two, you think Edgar was a little easier to talk to. By the way.
All right. So I'll talk to Edgar. Let's do that.
Okay, talk to Edgar. You go check it out. You're like, and they're like, oh, it's him again. Here he is.
He doesn't buy anything. He shows up.
Talk our ear
No,
off.
he doesn't do a lot of work.
Oh, when I touch him, some dwarven crafting skill.
Edgar likes that. You get very
Oh.
friendly with Edgar. You didn't do so well with Martin, but Edgar, on the other hand, 22.
If you hold a hammer in both hands, you can have the time you make that sword.
Yes. He's like, ooh, you like teaching him stuff. So he is now friendly with you. Edgar is quite friendly. Good job.
Is Martin friendly or no?
No, it's one at a time. So you get 2 more. 2 more. You can try while you're here to hang out with Martin
Well,
too.
I'm going to. I will give him a little break from my presence, and I'll try to go to the Hunter's Lodge again and talk him up again.
Ooh, to Pliskin, the Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Try to bring him to Helpful, where he will give you information if you want about the town peoples. And 18.
Pretty good.
You're doing really well. You managed to. You and him are buds. You exchange.
Nice.
You exchange pen pals, email addresses, and you are going to be like hanging out online. Writing each other, magical messaging each other. That sort of stuff. You guys are buds.
All right.
Good job.
Good. So give me your information. What you know. All right. You know what? I want to be a completionist, so I'll go back to the smithy and let's talk to Martin. It's like, come on.
Martin. See if you can hang out with Martin. Sure.
I have a pretty high diplomacy.
Yeah, you're doing well.
It's decent.
And you roll a 17.
Ah,
Martin's really busy. You're getting in his
Really?
way.
I can't-
you're getting in his way. He's like, look, I know you're hanging out with Edgar. Edgar's not nearly as busy as I am. I got stuff to do.
Might
I
be a
know
little
your
jealousy
techniques.
or something
You're
there.
a nice guy. Let's talk some other time. I'm really busy right now.
Ooh, okay. All right.
You didn't lose anything. You
That's
didn't
fine.
crit fail or anything, so you're
I'm
doing
making
fine.
some progress.
You're making a little progress.
Is there anything above helpful? Like
No.
fanatically loyal?
No. Helpful's the best you can get. Helpful's
All right,
good though. I mean,
I
helpful's
feel- yeah.
basically, they'll help you out. I mean, they're like your buddies now, your friends.
I feel like I need to get back to work though, probably.
Yeah, Mr. Peepers, at this point, if he wants to check Thorgrim's hands for calluses to see if this guy is like a working class man or not.
Oh, these hands have been counting money all your life.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Yeah, it's
Talking about
city
shocking.
hand.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, he has city hands. He has the hands of a woman, is what he has.
Talking about working for a living.
Day 4, 115 gold left. Who's doing what? You have half of the fort, more than half of the fort cleaned out.
Yeah.
What are you gonna
So
do?
here's where it's going to get tricky because we got to allocate. We got 2 carpenters and 1 mason, so we're going to have to start getting a little creative.
Yeah, how many carpenters are there in town? Only
Looks
two?
like
I
there's
thought
2.
we had 3.
There
You said there's
is
2, right?
2
I
carpenters,
count 2.
You're right. You're right.
1
Okay.
mason, 4 trap makers, 1 sage.
All right. I feel as though I should take the other carpenter and rebuild stairs.
I'm already on repair barracks though.
Oh, you're
we're-
already using a carpenter right now?
Yeah, like my next thing on my queue is
Okay.
repair barracks.
I
So
will-
why don't I take one carpenter repair barracks and the other carpenter stay with the gate?
Okay,
Okay,
repair
so we really can't-
barracks. Repairing the ruined barracks gives the PCs a comfortable place to rest in
Oh.
Fort Agate, away from the damp and dusty interior of the fort. It takes 12 days of work. The good news is that the crafting check for this is much lower than some of the others. This is a DC 12, I'm just going to tell you right out, as it is easier to do than, replacing a main gate, which is very hard
Repairing
to
a wall.
do.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris, you should join me on the excavate stairs. So,
Well, can I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should take a crew of 3, and we
Yep.
can finish it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And my crew has got a name. It's called Red Squad.
Nice.
By the
Not,
way.
not bad. Not bad. It's not.
Can we at least for a day or 2 split up repair main gate so we can keep more people working? Because that takes a carpenter and a mason.
How many days left is on
Oh,
repair main gate? How many days
That's
is left on that?
right. You know what?
6 on main gate.
You have to have both, though.
Yeah.
You have to have both. Main gate's one of the hardest ones to do.
Yeah, and unskilled labor is the same cost as skilled
I
labor.
say we just hammer
And
that
we
one out.
can't use a mason for anything else.
Because once
Alright.
that one's done, we free up the mason for every.
Right.
for all-
Right. Because then it's like the well is
Yep.
is in the queue.
Yeah, we
Well,
got to get that done
yeah.
fast.
Yeah. You can use the mason for the well. There's a hole in the wall. That's 18 days. That's a huge one. You need the mason for that.
But what I'm
Uh,
thinking is if we get,
Watchtower.
if we get past rebuilding the stairs, then we open up more tasks and we have other things we can do. I mean, whatever, right?
Oh no, you're right. I mean, there's no wrong answer. It's up to you guys. It's the main gate's the toughest because that uses 2 people. That uses the mason and a carpenter. So that's
That's why.
taking
That's
up a
why
lot
you
of
recommend
people.
us do that.
Yeah.
Because then we finish that. We free 2 things up. and the
Exactly
mason-
right.
yeah.
Exactly right.
Seth, since Chris and I are on the stairs, can you move over to the main gate and take your crew and finish that up?
Wait, what's the problem with the main gate? I thought the main gate already had 2
we
crews
have
in it. It was
we
fine.
have
You
6
only
days.
one person could do it. Only one person can do it at a time, unless you have someone who's an expert in
Which we don't. No one's an expert in anything.
So we have Perram, a carpenter, a mason, and 1 workman on the main gate. Is that what's
Correct.
going on?
Yes,
Yep.
they're the only ones that can do it. You don't have enough people for a second crew, so only 1 crew can do the
Oh,
main
so,
gate at a time.
okay. Never mind.
So we can put somebody on a carpenter job because we have a second carpenter,
But it's already
And-
being used for the barracks.
and then we put 2 people on excavate stairs to
Right.
finish that up, and then we got then one person is without a job. Can I do plant lilies now?
Yes.
Or
You
do we have
may.
to wait?
Yes. No.
Oh,
you can
plant
do anything
lilies.
you want.
Hell yeah, plant
Then
lilies.
I'll do plant lilies today.
Okay.
Since
Yeah,
I don't
you
have
should.
a job
'cause-
anyways.
And you need someone with nature anyhow. So you are the nature person. You are the lily person, the lily
Yep.
whisperer.
How many
Okay,
lilies can we
I don't
plant?
mind it wasn't so much of what order we do things. I was looking at we might end up with a person not stuck with nothing to do, but if I can plant lilies, then we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and if I'm ever stuck with nothing, I can go diplomatize more.
Yeah, that actually will come into play. I mean, it definitely helps. Okay, with that, let's do the order again. Here we go. Replace that main gate. So do
Ducker,
the singing. Do the Ducker method. It's a new hit wonder. The new hit one hit wonder single that's sweeping the nation of Galarian of whatever he sings.
If we ever get a crit, this is where we want it.
Gotta stick to wrong so they don't find heck. Do that too bad, then you end up dead.
24
there we
on the
go.
19.
That's what we're
As
talking
close
about.
as you can get, but it's not good enough.
Oh.
25 to crit that. But he does get 4 full days of work. Unless you can use your halfling luck and try your luck. Push
I'm
your
getting
luck.
a 20.
Push your luck.
Mama Night Run, she had 24 kids, but not one of them stupid.
Exactly.
That's right. That's the right
Right.
answer.
Question. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you only got 2 days left on that gate. It's looking pretty good. Who's up next? Who wants
I'll do date or flowers.
flowers? Flowers.
Lilies of the valley.
Do your
You
nature
can
check.
phone home. You can talk to someone through those flowers. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah. We need those 25s, though.
Yeah, you roll a 24.
That's
So
getting greedy.
those lilies are like 2 cans with a string to get a string.
Yes.
To That's really funny. They talk through the roots.
I mean, it's very game changing. Like, it's a telephone.
Yeah.
No, I was just worried that the lilies might be a thing where you have to have a certain amount of the thing built before you can even do that or something.
I'm surprised they're not the very last thing because
And I thought there's more than one lilies too. I think you have to do it a couple times, right?
Okay, so you secretly plant the Whispering Lilies all around in secret locations. And you have succeeded because it's only a 20. It's only a 15. So you easily managed to go around, use your nature sense with a 24, and succeed. So the lilies are planted. That is done, by the way. You do not have to worry about that anymore.
nice.
Thorgrim, tomorrow you must apply for FISA warrants.
That's great.
I will.
So when one of us sneaks away to go water the lilies, we're actually making a call.
Yikes. Okay, who's next? Who wants to go next?
Is it Red Squad?
Tell us who's next.
Red Squad.
Excavate
Red
Scarce.
Squad.
Red
Excavate
Squad.
Scarce.
Red Squad.
Now
Now
renamed
again,
your crew Red Squad.
okay, so well, that's Seth is Red Squad. So you can either Chris is Red Squad. You can either
Yeah.
just spend 4 days and just do this, or you can be the gambler that you are and roll to perhaps crit succeed and do extra or less. It's up to you.
I don't think we should roll, right? I mean, aren't I working with
You're separate.
Yeah,
You have
you're
different-
working with
you're-
Mr. Peepers, and
No, you're not.
just
You have your own. You have your own
Own
rolls.
roll.
Though. Yep.
You know what?
we're working on the same
I'm
task.
gonna
though.
roll.
Doesn't matter.
I'm gonna roll.
Doesn't matter. He's rolling. Here we go.
I'm gonna
All
roll.
right, you've
So it's
goaded
two rolls,
him
two rolls,
into
two rolls.
failing.
2 separate rolls. So okay, here we go. You're gonna try to. What are you gonna use? What are you gonna
Red
use?
Squad is elite. We're an elite squad. All right, so I'm going to use my athletics.
Okay, you may use that. You're gonna coordinate their athletic
I'm
ability.
going to attack a Jem'Hadar battleship right now. There we go.
Oh, okay, good. Go right ahead. What does he roll? Is it? Oh, 22, 22.
That's how
Pretty
we
good.
do it. No
Pretty
crit,
good.
but
Not a crit, but 4 days of work. Red Squad. I just saw that episode today, by the way. That was
did you really? Nice.
Yeah, I did. Mr. Peepers, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna push your luck, your
No,
halfling
there's
luck, or are you just
No
gonna do it?
reason. No reason.
All right, he
for
just
Sure,
4
no
hours,
reason.
for 4 days of work, we're just gonna.
Boom, 8 hours.
Follow
You just
Thorgrim.
roll up your sleeves and do it. And last but not least, Nix Knox.
Right.
Nix Knox.
And so this I want to roll. I think.
What are you
because-
doing again? I forgot.
We're doing the repair the barracks with the carpenter.
Okay, that one you have to roll.
I have to roll. Okay, so I'm rolling. I guess I'm rolling crafting or warfare lore. They're both the same bonus.
It's only DC 12 too.
Well, no,
Right.
you're
And-
using. You have to be trained in crafting, or you hired a carpenter. You can
we hired a, we hired a carpenter. So what's our bonus?
What is it's your thing plus 2. So you can do your
What's-
crafting and then add another +2.
I see. So I am doing so I'm rolling crafting and adding an additional 2. All right, so it's 2 higher. It's 2 higher than that. It's 17 plus 2.
So
Nice.
19. So you succeed at 4 days of work as you and the carpenter do very well together and manage to
Awesome.
build.
So
wait,
are you-
actually, yeah.
You're repairing the barracks.
Right, repairing the barracks. We have we have 8 days left.
That's correct. So day 4 is done. You have 103 gold left.
All right.
Right back around.
Are the stairs done?
Yes, they are.
All right, so I guess we're doing the dungeon then next.
Okay, so evacuate. Okay, so you have the stairs below the Great Halls done. You have the plant the Whisper Lilies done, and you now have a clear entrance to the dungeons.
And
What are you gonna do?
we have 2 days left on the repair the main gate, right?
Yes.
And pardon me for being a little bit paranoid on this, but I think we might want to go together into the cleaning parts of the dungeon, just in case somebody was trapped down here and ain't grumpy about it a few hundred years later.
Oh, yes. In fact, the workers insist that you, the Pathfinders, go into the dungeons and make sure it's completely clear. So if you wish to take a little reprieve and explore the dungeons, you may.
Do we have to do that after they're cleaned or before?
Before they're cleaned. No one will go in there and go into the dungeon until you
Gotcha.
decide to check it out and make sure it's A-okay, because no one has been down there in a very,
Right. So
very
we cleared the
long
rubble from
time.
the stairs going down to the dungeons,
Correct.
and now we have the dungeons, and we can't assign any of these workers to.
I mean, I'm sure it's fine.
But so we have to do a dungeon crawl before we can proceed into the
Right,
clean
because we
dungeon.
can't. They can't. They have to be supervised by this.
Right.
All right. So let's do a dungeon crawl. All right. Mr. Peepers he summons everybody, and let's clear out this dungeon. So
All right, let's gear up. I'm gonna get my armor on. Hold on. I'll get my stuff. I'm not working in my armor.
So you guys are gonna go on a dungeon. Wait, is this happening? Are we taking a break from all?
Yep. All work is suspended.
yeah,
work?
Yes. Even the even Nixnox comes to the dungeon.
Yeah, Nick sucks.
Oh,
You
God,
better
dude,
get
this
in here.
Is there not a better way?
No.
You
No,
are.
this
yes.
seems to be the best idea. I if there's a beastie down there, it's best that we all take care of it together, so we ain't spending additional days laid up in the hospital's bed getting tended to.
And just indulge me a minute. It's not better for us to finish up the gate, repair the barracks, while everybody who has nothing better to do leave the dungeon alone, go into town, and recruit people.
That's correct.
That's
That's
not
correct.
better.
That's not.
Okay. All right. I make a new box on our worksite safety list board and say dungeon crawl 0 days without injury.
So for the dungeon crawl, you will be able to do this and then continue working for the day. And
Oh,
let them
good.
Die. Yeah, you can. I'm not. It's not too. I mean, it's just you going down there can take. It's like 30 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. So it's not like 8
no,
hours.
no. It's
I mean,
like,
if there's anything down here,
No.
my warfare lore tells me it'll either be undead or it'll be like bugs or something.
Yeah. Well, luckily we have Mr. Peepers, warfare lore, who can actually tell us what's actually going on.
And
Ugh.
actually fight better than everyone somehow.
Yeah. Somehow you can count on Mr. Peepers for the crits.
Yep.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat Tales from the Black Lodge. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, always remember that no Tom Hankses were harmed in the making of this podcast.